Hey guys, and welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Christia Parker, and now joining me in the studio is Dwight Carter. If you want to know what's cool, what's happening, going on in St. Louis, this is the man to talk to. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Now, you're a rock uniform.
Right.
Tell us what rock uniform is.
Rock Uniform is an event marketing company that focuses on fashion and nightlife.
And you guys have a lot of stuff coming up. One of your major things is project design. Can you tell us what project design is for those people who don't know?
Project design is a designer competition based in St. Louis, but it's open to all designers in the Midwest. And it kicks off St. Louis Fashion Week every year in October. We accept 6 designers, six designers make it into the competition, and they're judged on their runway appearance.
Great. And now this happens every year. It's been happening almost every year for
about the past 5 years.
5 years. Now, how did you come up with this at all?
I did a fashion show with Jeff and Mary Clark about six or 7 years ago at the pageant, and it was a designer competition, which made me realize that there were designers in St. Louis that no one knew about, and so it kind of gives them a platform to expose their collections.
Right. Now, they get to show the first night of St. Louis Fashion Week.
Correct.
Correct. And a lot of times, this is a really, really cool event because they're, all the designers are very different. And so, how do you pick the designers?
The designers are picked online. First of all, they submit all their collections. We go through them all, and we have a separate panel of judges that kind of go through, make sure they are definitely have collections. They're not just t-shirt and accessories, which I'd love to do competition for them someday too, but this is strictly for designers with full collections. So they submit their submissions online, images, they answer a certain questionnaire, and then they're picked by the people, basically, the top 6.
The top 6 are picked by the people.
Yeah, and then the top 6 will show at the actual runway show, and then we have a panel of judges that pick the winner.
Who are those judges? Some of those judges were on Project Runway.
Right? Yeah, we've had, Laura Kathleen actually hosted last year. AJ Thurmano was the judge last year. Michael Drummond's going to be on the mentor panel this year.
And that's so cool. All of them from St. Louis, all of them made it to Project
Runway. And they've all been on this, they've all competed.
They've all competed. That's great. So now, what are your plans? You guys have a lot coming up this year. Tell us about some of your events. Well,
the next event we have is Horizon, which is the new boutique club within Harry's nightclub down on Market, and we're doing a swimwear fashion show with two.
It's right here on the.
With 2 designers from Project Design, Sierra Moses and Rebel Tart.
Great. Now, all of your stuff is it charity based or?
The Horizon is not. It's just they're open in the club that night. We are doing an Epilepsy Foundation charity in Belleville, and that's going to feature 5 emerging designers, including Sierra Moses, Rebel Tart, and 3 designers from Lindenwood.
Great. Now, are a lot of the designers from Lindenwood, or?
It seems to be. You know, we get a lot from Lindenwood, some from Stevens, and a couple from WashU, but Lindenwood seems to be the strong school as far as fashion goes.
Now, you're known from having like events all over the city. How do you choose your locations for the events that you have?
I try and pick the most obscure, like just raw location I can. Something that's I don't like picking specific theaters or specific venues. I want like an art gallery or a raw loft or some space that hasn't even opened yet. You know, I like to build the place from the ground up and make it my own.
Great. You guys, we have a lot more coming up with Dwight. Tell us about some of the other upcoming events that he has coming up this year. You don't want to miss it. Remember to keep up with STL TV and all of the great events going on around St. Louis. You have to friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can always catch us streaming live at stltv.net. We'll be back in a few. Hey guys, and welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Christia Parker, and still hanging out with me in the studio is Dwight Carter of Rock Uniform. He has so many things going on, so much things popping in the loo here. We're going to start at the top, just in case you missed the last segment. So let's start with the first thing that's coming up.
Horizon. which is February. Sorry, not February. We're in March. March 23rd, which is at Harry's Nightclub. And then we have the Epilepsy Foundation Fashion Show Gala, which is in Belleville, Illinois, on April 14th, which is on my website.
And what designers will you have at that one?
We have three from, or is it three or four? Three or four from Lindenwood, all students graduating this year.
Great.
And then we have Rebel Tart, which was in product design last year, and Sierra Moses, which were in product design as well.
Now, how different are these designers? What are their different types of styles?
They're all different. We have wedding designers, we have couture, we have very street fashion, we have Rebel Tart is more of a, a lot of color blocking, a lot of prints. It's all different. It's
something
all cool.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Something for everyone. Cool.
And they auction off the last piece of every after every runway train. They'll auction off the last piece for charity.
Wow, awesome. Now, what else do we have coming up? We have some more stuff coming up.
The Black Rose Ball, which is it's produced by Paul Mitchell and myself. Last year we did the Ice Ball, which was at the Roberts Orpheum Theater. This year it's going to be the Koken Art Gallery. So it's very, very fairy tale-esque performances. So there's 7 different segments. The students from Paul Mitchell put on their own show. They picked their own models. They did their own hair and makeup, and there's a Cinderella. There's a Red Riding Hood. It's all very specific.
Right. And we have another event coming up in June.
Oh, Pins and Needles. Right. Yeah, we do that every year. It's not season based at all. It's very rock and roll. Pick out your edgiest pieces, and we pick the designers that are very
just edgy
and emerging, and they've actually been in St. Louis Fashion Week before, but now they're kind of like to that next level. So we give them another, you can see them again after a couple of years.
How they're evolving.
Right, exactly, evolving.
That's really cool. Now, where can we find more information about your events? And
you can check my Twitter page. You can check me on, I'm big in social media, so Twitter, Facebook. We have a blog, Project Design. We also have my website, which is rockuniform.com.
Now, of all of the events that you do all year, which ones are your favorite ones?
Wow, I have a lot of new ones this year, so I don't know. Pins and Needles is definitely my favorite.
How long have you been doing that one?
This is the 3rd year. So we kind of did that to take the place of Spring Fashion Week, kind of to get the local designers involved still.
Right, and then you have any other favorite ones that you?
Project Design, of course.
Project Design.
Yeah, that's always.
And why is that one your favorite one?
It was kind of the beginning of Rock Uniform. That was my first it was my baby.
Yeah.
And it's kind of developed since then, especially with all the Project Runway participants, and it's just like, that's just my baby.
So how has it grown from the first Project Design that you've done to up until now?
Venues, we've had to get bigger.
That's always a good thing.
That's always a good thing, yeah. When it started, it wasn't a competition. We were just picking designers that we knew that were new and emerging, a lot of student designers. And then it became, when I partnered with a live magazine, it became more of a competition. And now we get designers from, all over New York, Baltimore. I had a designer from Spain submit last year. It's just kind of growing.
That's really cool.
Bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Now, for all the emerging designers out there, where can they apply? When is the application process?
We haven't set a date yet, but it'll be sometime end of June, early July. It'll be on all the social media sites I just said, and also Live Magazine will definitely be sending something out about it.
Great, and they can also go to just rockuniform.com.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Yeah, but it'll be end of June, early July.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. You guys, we know all the happenings now that's going on in St. Louis. You don't want to miss any of these events. They'll be on your screen right here. There's several events, cool events coming up, a little something for everyone if you're into fashion. Thank you so much, Dwight, for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You guys, remember to keep up with STL TV and all the great events going on around St. Louis. Friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can always catch us streaming live at stltv.net. Next, we have cosmetologist, and she's a personal trainer, people. Her name's Amber Robinson. Stay tuned.